Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, chapter 9, text 20. Kalpayitva prathak pankti uvayesang jagatpati tangsupavesayang aso svesu svesu tapanktisu kalpitva prathak pankti uvayesang jagatpati tangsupavesayamaso sesu sesu tapanktisu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality Godhead as Mohini Murti, the Master of the universe, arranged separate lines of sitting places and seated the demigods and demons according to their position. Daityan gruhita kalaso vanchayan upasanchare durasthan payamaso Jaramrutu harang sudham Daityan gruhita kalaso vanchayan upasanchari durasthan payamaso jaramrutu harang sudham. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Taking the container of nectar in her hands, she first approached the demons, satisfied them with sweet words, and thus cheated them of their share of nectar. Then she administered the nectar to the demigods, who were sitting at a distant place, to make them free from invalidity, old age, and death. Mohini Murti, the personality of Godhead, gave the demigods seats at a distance. Then she approached the demons and spoke with them very graciously, so that they thought themselves very fortunate to talk with her. Since Mohini Murti had seated the demigods at a distant place, the demons thought that demigods would get only a little share of the nectar, and Mohini Murti was so pleased with demons that she would give them, the demons, all the nectar. The words Vanchayan Upasanchari indicate that the Lord's whole policy was to cheat the demons simply by speaking sweet words. The Lord's intention was to distribute the nectar only to the demigods. Here, said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Mohini Murti, Mohini form. You understand? In Mohini form, cheated the demons. You understand? Cheated the demons. Lord's policy was to cheat the demons simply by speaking sweet words. They deserve it. What you deserve, you will get. Krishna will give it. Krishna knows the heart, isn't it? Sarvasya Tsang Hrudi Sannimishta Matta Smriti Jnana Apahanam. I am the heart of every living entity, every body. From me comes remembrance, forgetfulness, and knowledge. He knows the heart, what is in your heart. You understand? Outwardly, externally, you may speak so many things. You may pose yourself as a great devotee. Do you understand? Outwardly, externally, you may pose yourself like that. Paying dandavat, coming to the temple, paying dandavat, the deities, paying dandavat to sadhus, Vaishnavas, but inside, in your heart, so much filth is there. So much crookedness is there. Kapatya. Enviousness is there. Inside. But outside, you are speaking so nice. So nice. If someone wants you to give lecture, you can give so much niceness, such nice lecture on bhakti. You can also say. Do you understand? Like an eloquent speaker. You can speak. You understand? But Krishna knows your heart, what is inside. Your such behavior, such action is only external. Only external. That means you are cheating. You are a cheater. And you deserve to be cheated. Do you understand? And Krishna gives what one deserves. Do you understand? Huh? So many. This world, material world is filled with such persons. Whose heart is filled with this crookedness and fierceness. But outwardly, externally, they behave so nice. Do you understand? Chanakya Pandit has said one thing. What is that? Yes, pratakhe priyavadinam parokhe karjahantaram. Visakumbha payamukham. Do you understand? Varjate dhatu samitram. Visakumbha payamukham. Do you understand? Chanakya Pandit says. Pratakhe priyavadinam parokhe karjahantaram. Externally, outwardly, speaks so nice, so sweet words. It's lip sympathy. He shows lip sympathy only. Do you understand? It's lip sympathy. Very nice words, very sweet words he speaks. Oh, my friend Jagadatma. Oh, I met you after so long interval. How are you? Very nice to meet you. So many nice, speaks so sweetly. Do you understand? But it's Pratakhi. In the face he says like that. And behind is cutting your root. Cutting your root. Is engaged in cutting your root. Pratakhe priyavadinam parokhe karjahantaram. Do you understand? Visakumbho payomukham varjayate dadrusa mitram visakumbho payam. Such a friend one should quit such a friend, reject such a friend. That and the lips, very sweetness is there in the lips. But inside poison is there. Visakumbham payomukham. A pot completely filled with poison, only in the face some nectar is there. Do you understand? Visakumbham payomukham. Some nice thing, poyo, they say, and this milk is there, and the brim only, in the surface. But whole pot is filled with poison. Do you understand? So in lips, it speaks so nice, so sweet words, and behaves so nicely. Do you understand? As if you can think, oh, this is my good friend. This is my good friend. Do you understand? But in his heart is filled with all jealousy, all enviousness, all crookedness, all enmity in the heart. Always, always trying to get some loophole of yours. And at that moment, he will crush you. Do you understand? Give him a very severe blow. He is in such a always trying to find faults. Do you understand? So, Varjayate Dadrusam Mitram Visakumbham. One should not keep friendship with such a person. Such only shows this lip sympathy, only lip sympathy. Inside different. Do you understand? So such a person, such persons, Krishna knows their heart. Krishna knows the heart. Krishna never listens what you speak in your lips. Do you understand? Outward. He knows the heart. That is there in your heart. In your heart, if your heart is purified, heart is cleansed of all material contamination, there is no duplicity, no crookedness, no enviousness. Pure heart, soft heart. Do you understand? Krishna knows. Do you understand? And Krishna sits there. That's the place, that's a seat for Krishna. It's Sadhu Hridaya. It's the heart of a sadhu. Do you understand? Heart of a sadhu. Krishna knows the heart. So here, Krishna knows the demons, they deserve to be cheated. They deserve to be cheated. They should be cheated. You understand? So the NPS persons, crooked persons, demoniac nature, want. We only survive, we only live, and we enjoy everything. We'll never give share to anybody. That is demoniac nature. Asuram bhava, isn't it? But outward behavior is very nice. You understand? Outward behavior is very nice. So that should be Krishna knows. So Krishna Mohini Murti came to cheat them. They need to be cheated. So it is here. It is here. Demons are so captivated by tricks and friendly words of Mohini Murti that although demigods were served forth, demons are pacified merely by sweet words. By sweet words, he says. Here he says, demons thought that demigods would get only little of the nectar, and Mohini Murti was so pleased with the demons that she would give them, the demons, all the nectar. The words Vanchayan Upasanchari indicate that the Lord's whole policy was to cheat the demons simply by speaking sweet words. Sometimes this is needed. Sometimes this is needed. The Lord's intention was to distribute the nectar only to the demigods because they deserve it. The demons don't deserve nectar. Nectar means, it says, free from invalidity, old age and death. Jara mrityu harang sudhan. You understand? One will take nectar, then he will be free from invalidity, old age and death. So if demons will get nectar, if they would be free from invalidity, old age and death, what will they do? You think of? They will destroy the whole creation in a moment, you see. Brahma's creation will be destroyed. You understand? If they become free from invalidity, old and death by taking nectar, so they don't deserve it. They deserve to be cheated. So Mohini Murti, Krishna, Supreme Personal Godhead, came to cheat them. Chalayatang, Dyutang Chalayatang Asmi. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dyutang Chalayatang Asmi. What is that? Among cheats, I am cheater. He's supreme cheater. Nobody can cheat him. He's supreme in all respect. He's supreme thief. In stealing business, supreme. In cheating business, supreme. He is supreme in all respect because he's supreme. Supreme personality of Godhead. That's Dyutang Chalayatang Asmi said that. So this time has come now. This is the present situation now. These demons should be cheated. They deserve to be cheated. Do you understand? So Krishna makes such arrangement that no, he should be cheated. Siddhananda should be cheated, great demon. So such arrangement was made, so you are cheated. Isn't it? He knows the heart. He is there in the heart. He never listens to outward sayings. What comes out from the core of the heart, he hears. If you speak from here, you won't hear. He knows the heart. And that is what? The situation is here. Indrari bakulam lokam mudayanti juge juge. That is that. It is ansakala punso. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Indrari bakulam lokam mudayanti juge juge. That is that. It is ansakala punso Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Indrari bakulam lokam mudayanti juge juge. That is that. Indra Ari. Enemy of Indra. Enemy of the demigods. The Asuras. You understand? Ari means enemy. Enemy of Indra. Indra is the king of the demigods. Devaraj Indra. You understand? The Asuras, the demons are eternal enemies. Always enemies of the demigods. So when the demigods are persecuted, severely persecuted, now that is situation. The demons have become more powerful. The demigods are weak now. The demons have taken away all the opulence. Also, everything from the demigods. That is situation. So when such situation arises, then the demigods headed by Brahma all go and pray to the Supreme Lord Vishnu for protection. Indrari Baklong Loki Mudayanti Juge. Every millennium, every Juga, I come to annihilate those miscreants, demons, and protect the devotees. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya dusuna dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. Do you understand? That is there. So, innumerable incarnations, Lord Hari has innumerable avatara asankhya. Innumerable incarnations are there. You cannot count them. And every incarnation comes to fulfill some mission. There is a mission, specific mission. Every incarnation comes to fulfill that mission. So this is mission now of Mohini Murti. Do you understand? So that incarnation has come to cheat these demons and distribute nectar to the demigods who deserve. So what you deserve, you will get. Krishna will give you. If you don't deserve, how can you get? This question is first deserve, then get. First deserve, then get. That is what says, we say. If you don't deserve, how can you get? Do you understand? And Krishna is the ultimate giver. Who gives? Anumanta, Upadrashta, Bharta, Bhakta, Maheswara. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, is Anumanta, is the ultimate sanctioning authority. He will sanction, then you will get. Your desire will fulfill. Otherwise, if it doesn't sanction, your desire will not be fulfilled. You cannot get it. What you deserve, you must get. So demons don't deserve this thing. So how can they get? Demons deserve, so they will get. So many Murti appear to cheat this, showing the feminine gestures, speaking sweet words, just captivate them, their minds, enchant them and cheat them. Do you understand? Cheat them. And they have promised that all, whatever you do, sadhu bhav sadhu. Previous verse has gone. Whatever you do, let it be honest or dishonest way, we accept it. They are so captivated. They have already promised this thing. This is needed. Samang sarvabhuteshu name dosyasti na priyaha. Je bhajanti tu mang bhaktya tepi mai tesu tapyam. Isn't it? Huh? Bhagavad Gita. What does it say? Huh? Don't know. Samang sarvabhuteshu name dosyasti na priyaha. Yes, I'm equal. Yes. Name dosyasti na priyaha. No one is dear to me, no one is my enemy. I am equal to one and all. That means he's impartial. He says I'm impartial. I'm not partial to anybody. De bhajanti tumam bhaktya. Te api moi chasu te pyong. That means, but those who do bhajan in devotional, those are engaged in devotional service unto me. Bhajan with love. That means they are in me, I am in them. Do you understand? That means Bhakta Bhaktivinoda is partial to his devotees, though he is impartial. That is unique. Do you understand? That unique dealing of Supreme Lord. Do you understand? And this is to be understood in Tattva. Really, he is impartial. He is not partial. If you deserve, if you are completely surrendered soul, if you are engaged in loving service every moment, do you understand? So you deserve to be protected by him and to get him. So he gives himself to you, yes. He is engaged in loving service every moment and he never asks for anything from me. Na dhanam na dhanam na sundarim kapitamba jagadisa kamaye mama janmani janmanisware bhavata bhakti rahetu kitai. Mahaprabhu's teaching. Never ask. Pure devotee never asks anything. I don't ask for wealth, material wealth. Don't ask for material follower, janam. No, don't ask for beautiful woman to enjoy. Don't ask for liberation. Janmani, Janmanishware, Bhavatar, Bhakti, right? Life after life. Only I will serve your lotus feet and give you pleasure. Nothing else. Never ask anything from him. Oh, he serves me with love, renders loving service unto me, and never ask. So I become indebted. Do you understand? Krishna never becomes indebted to anybody. Jayatha mang prapadyante tang stathami bhajamyam. Huh? He rewards everybody according to one's, what do you say, degree of surrender. Always. Always he pays back. Always he pays back. 100-fold, 1,000-fold he pays back. Never becomes indebted. But such a pure devotee who don't ask anything. Do you understand? Who has developed such pure love. Unconditional. No condition at all. Pure love. Then Krishna becomes, he makes Krishna bound up. Do you understand? He makes Krishna bound up. Krishna becomes bound up with the rope of love. Krishna thinks, oh, he doesn't ask anything in return. What shall I do? So he says, all right, I give myself to you. Take me. Best. This is the question of pure love. Do you understand? When Krishna becomes bound up with pure love only, not anything else. No karma, no jnana, no yoga, no swadhyaya, no tapasya, nothing will bind Krishna. Only pure love. Bhakti Krishna vasa hoy. Bhakti tare bhaji. That is it. Pure devotion, Sudha. Do you understand? With pure devotion, you can bind him. So your bhajan should be pure. Sudha bhajan. Without any motive, ulterior motive. Anukulyena Krishna Anusulanam. Bhakti Uttama. Anya Bhasta Sunyam. Jnana Karmadi. Anabrutam. Anukulyena Krishna Anusulanam. Bhakti Uttama. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Rupapad says this thing. There is no desire for material enjoyment, no desire for liberation. Do you understand? No desire for material enjoyment, no desire for liberation. Never ask for any material enjoyment, never ask for liberation also. Anukulyena Krishna Anusulam only serves Krishna with love. Unconditional surrender. Every moment is engaged in offering loving service unto me, unto him, only giving him pleasure. Anukulyena favorably serves, that you say. That is for pleasure of Krishna only, nothing, his own pleasure. That is Sudha Bhakti, that is pure devotion. There Krishna gives himself to him. All right. He never asks for him. So what shall I do? Please, then take me. So he binds Krishna. This is his impartiality, because you deserve. That person deserves this thing. What one deserves, he gives. He deserves to get Krishna, so Krishna gives himself. You understand? The demons have so many material desires. What are the material desires? They don't deserve this thing. How can they get Amrita? Be free from invalidity, old age and death? How will be? They don't deserve it. So he doesn't give them. How he is impartial, also find from Brahma Sangita. Jastendra Gopamathendra. Aho, Sokarma Bandhanurupa Phalabhajan Matanati. Karman Niddahanti Kintu Bhakti Bhajam Govindang Adi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Isn't it? What's its English? You don't know? Brahma Sangita? Just Indra Gopam Athava Indrang. Aho! Swakarma Bandhanurupa Phalabhajan Matanati. Karmani Niddahanti Kintu Bhakti Bhajam Govindang Adi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Aho! This is wonderful. Aho! Do you understand? What is that? Jatu Indra Gopam Athava Indrang. Indra Gopa. Kita, what you say? Whoa, huh? Huh? Yes, there is a small worm, you see. Kita. Looks reddish. Reddish. Do you understand? We say Indragopa. Generally, they are seen during rainy season in sandy places. Do you understand? Have you seen such? During rainy season, in sandy places, you'll find such worms. They're little like this and look reddish. That Indragopa. Tiny. And Indra, the king of the heaven or king of the demigods. Huh? Do you understand? What an Indragopa deserves, Krishna gives him. What Indra deserves, he gets. This is impartiality of Krishna. According to their karma, do you understand? According to their karma, previous karma, what? Reactions, karma phala. They deserve, they get. Krishna gives. That is his impartiality. You understand? That is his impartiality. Karmani nirdahanti kintu sa bhakti bhajam. But those who come to the pure path of devotion, those Suddha Bhakti Jajam, you understand? Those who are completely surrendered souls, those who don't desire anything, Nandhanam Nandanam Nan Sundarim Kapitam Bhajagadisa Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmaniswari Bhavatar Bhakti Rahit such bhaktas, such devotees, what do they deserve? What they deserve? What they deserve, Krishna gives. They don't ask for anything. So, Krishna destroys their karma phala. Do you understand? Destroys their karmic reactions. Krishna destroys. Because they are completely surrendered souls, unconditionally surrendered souls. Do you understand? And they don't ask for anything from Krishna. So Krishna destroys their karmic reactions and give himself to them. That is his bhaktapakapa, his partiality to his pure devotees. But actually, he is impartial. Do you understand? Impartial. The conditioned souls, do you understand? The conditioned souls get the reactions of their karma. So what they deserve, Krishna gives according to their karma. According to their karma. Karma is anadi. Do you understand? Karma is anadi. Anadi means that has no beginning. But it can be destroyed. It can be destroyed. How will it be destroyed? When one completely surrenders unto Krishna, Sarvadharman paritejya mamikam saranam braja antasra papebhya mukhesyami mahasuta. That Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. When one is completely surrendered to Krishna, unconditionally surrendered, giving up all sorts of religion, surrendered, Krishna destroys his karma phala. He reacts also this karma. Do you understand? Only their karma is destroyed at that time. Otherwise, karma cannot be destroyed. It's anadi. It's without beginning. Do you understand me? Only Krishna has that power. Nobody has such power. Karmani nirdahanti kintu sa bhakti bhajam. Therefore, Brahma Samhita says, if you come to this path of devotion, pure devotion, if you become completely surrendered, unconditionally surrendered to the lotus feet of Krishna, then Krishna can destroy your karma phala. Do you understand? He will destroy the reactions of your karma. Otherwise, it cannot be destroyed. That is what. Though karma is anadi, without beginning, still it can be destroyed in this way. Do you understand? But those who are always engaged in fruitive activity, they have so many desires. Do you understand? Their karma cannot be destroyed. Their karma phala cannot be destroyed. Do you understand? Because they work only to get such fulfill that desire, gets us result. That fruit is fruitive worker, is engaged in fruitive work. Their karma cannot be destroyed. Do you understand? So this varnashrama dharma, this is for conditioned souls. But one is completely surrendered, no desire at all, he never comes under this fold of varnashrama division. He is Vaishnava. Huh? Does he come under the division of varna and ashram? He never come under any varna or ashram. Can you say him is a brahmana or kshatriya or vaishya or sudra? Can you say he is a brahmachari, grihastha, vanprasthi or sannyasi? No, he never comes. He never comes under this varna and ashram. But outwardly he acts like that to teach conditioned souls the varna ashram dharma. But he never comes under that thing. That Mahaprabhu said. Gopi Bhartru Pada Kamaleru Dasa Dasanu Dasam. Na karmi, na banni, na grihastha, banar jatirba. I am not a sannyasi, I am not a grihastha, I am not a barni, never come under. Never come under any varna, any caste, creed, any ashram. Do you understand? Gopi Bhartru Pada Kamaleru Dasa Dasanu Dasam. This is my only parichaya, identification. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the husband of gopis. That is Vaishnava, Shuddha Bhakta, pure devotee. He is completely surrendered. He never comes under that. Those who come under this fold of varna and ashram, they have desire. They have desire, material desire, isn't it? They have material desire. So, in the beginning, one should adopt the conditioned soul under the guidance of a bona fide guru, Vaishnava guru. He should be engaged in his occupational duty and offer the fruit of his work to Krishna. Is karmarpana. Is karmarpana. Is a lower type of bhakti. Gauna bhakti. Is gauna bhakti. Lower type of bhakti. Secondary one. Not Shuddha bhakti. Is not pure bhakti. Do you understand? Is gauna bhakti. Is karmarpana. Anything, they will never be engaged in work. Oh, I can't get it. Why shall I do it? No, you'll get it. A light, they will be engaged. They want that conditioned souls. They have desires. So in Gita that has been taught. So karmana bhyacha siddha bindati manava. You understand? So through your occupation, you worship him. You understand? And offer the result of your karma. Action, work to him. That is varnashrama. Then you'll get liberation. Those are sannyasis. Do you understand? Sannyas dharma, sannyasi. So-called sannyasi, what they want? They want liberation. They have that desire. Do you understand? Do you understand me? Sannyasi it doesn't mean Vaishnava sannyas. It's karma sannyas. Do you understand? It's karma sannyas. He has that desire to merge in Brahman or to have that liberation. That's one sort of desire. And he has also that desire that he will get ananda, pleasure. That is Brahmananda. Merging into Brahman and get some ananda, isn't it? Pleasure. That desire they have. So they are not desireless. The sannyas. So, they deserve that thing, so they get. Because they have some desire. They deserve it. It's in their heart. That is there. That desire there in their heart. So Krishna gives them that thing. Because they deserve it. Isn't it? They are not free from desires. That is one sort of desire. But Anna Bhilasta Sunyam ज्ञान कर्मादि अनावृत अनुकूल्येन कृष्णानुसरणं bhaktiruttama. But those who are pure devotees, they have no desire at all. No desire for material enjoyment, no desire for liberation also. Janmani Janmanishware. Life after life, I will serve your lotus feet and give you pleasure, nothing for myself. They have no desire. Do you understand? Huh? Such is, they are niskama. They have no desire. So that is pure devotion. Sudha Bhakti, they are pure devotees. Huh? So it says, Krishna das abhimane je ananda sindhu, koti brahma sukha nahe tare kabindu. Chaitanya Charitamrita says. Huh? Those who merge in the Brahman effulgence, do you understand? Impersonal Brahman, they get some ananda. That is known as Brahmananda. Do you understand? Brahmananda, they get some ananda. That desire they have. Let me get Brahmananda. Let me merge into Brahman and get that ananda. There is no ananda here in material world. So I shall not stay here. I'll go there. Merge into Brahman and get that ananda. They have that desire. So they deserve that thing. So they get. Do you understand? But Krishna says, Krishna das abhimane je ananda sindhu, koti brahma sukha nahe tare kabindu. But one is Krishna das. Do you understand? Serves. Every moment engaged in loving service unto Krishna, giving him pleasure only. Huh? He gets such ananda. Do you understand? It's such ananda. Huh? That koti brahma sukha. Even koti means crore. Crores, do you understand? Brahma sukha. The ananda derived from merging into Brahman cannot be compared to ananda, the pleasure derived, cannot be compared with the drop of that ananda, which is derived by engaging oneself in loving service unto Krishna. Do you understand? That is said. Krishna das abhimane ananda sindhu, you will merge in a ocean of ananda at that time. Purnamrita swadanam. First verse of Sikyastaka. Anandam buddhi vardhanam. Ambudhi means ocean. Do you understand? Anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipade. Purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapayati. Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Sarvatma snapanam Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Do you understand? And who is engaged in Sri Krishna Sankirtana? Prema. Prema Nama Sankirtana. It is Prema Nama Sankirtana. Do you understand? Nama is not mere name. Prema Nama. Do you understand me? Prema Nama Sankirtana. Who is engaged in Prema Nama Sankirtana? Name that gives Prema. Who is engaged in that type of Nama Sankirtana is always merged in that ocean of Prema. Ananda. Premananda. Ocean of Premananda. Do you understand? So, Koti Brahma Sukha. Merging into Brahman, the Ananda derived, if it becomes, what to say, 10 million, what is it, 100 million times. Koti, crore, 100 million times, 10 million times, billions times, cannot be conquered, cannot be compared even to a drop of that Ananda. Premananda, the Bhakta derives by engaging himself to the loving service to lotus feet of Krishna. Do you understand? Such Ananda is there. What Ananda they get? But Bhakta never aspires for that Ananda, never desires for that Ananda. But this sannyasis, Brahmananda is the desire for that Ananda. They have that desire. So they are not free from desire. That is said. So Krishna is impartial. What one deserves, he gives. So he gives. He deserves these things, so he gets. And that Bhakta who has no desire at all, never ask for anything. So he gives himself, who is the source of all Ananda, Sachidananda. You understand? That is why it's said that he is impartial. He is never partial. You understand? Never partial. And the demons, they deserve to be cheated, they deserve to be annihilated. So they deserve. So Krishna cheats them, Krishna annihilates them. They deserve it. You understand? So Krishna is impartial. So, but the aim, this pure devotion, Sudha Bhakti, pure devotion, when you get the human birth, the goal is to get pure devotion, Sudha Bhakti. You understand? Not mixed bhakti, not Jnana Mishra or Karma Mishra Bhakti. It's pure devotion. Vimala Bhakti, pure devotion. Anna mancha, anna puja chari, jnana karma, anukulya sarvandriya, krishna anusaranam, that is bas. Anna vilasta sunyam, jnana karma, dhyana abhrutam, anukulya krishna anusaranam, bhakti uttama. You understand? That is Vimala Bhakti. No other desire is that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Prabhupada has said, Sarvapadhi Vinirmuktam, Tatparastana Nirmalam, Rishikena, Rishikesa Sevanam, Bhakti Uttama. Narada Pancharatra, this has been said. No material desire, designation at all. Sarvapadhi Vinirmuktam. Designation is there for this body. The soul is free from all designation. You understand? There is no designation for the soul. All designations are there for the body. You understand? So, Sarvapadhi Vinirmuktam. Tatparastana Nirmalam. Rishikena, Rishikesa Sevanam, Bhakti Uttama. That means one is free from all material designations. Then who is he? He is Gopi Bhartru Pada Kamala Dasa Dasana Dasa. He is the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the husband of the gopis. He is free from all sorts of material designations. Do you understand? Narada Pancharatra says. Rishikena, Rishikesa Sevanam is always engaged in rendering loving service unto Rishikesa, who is the master of the senses. Through all his senses, through whole body, he is engaged. Kaya Manobhakya, mind, body, and speech. He engages his mind, body, and speech, everything, in serving Rishikesa, the master of the senses. Do you understand? He is free from all material designations. That is Sudha Bhakti. Do you understand? Nirmala Bhakti. Madguna Sutimatrena Mayi Sarva Guhasai Manogati Ravichina Tathagangambo Sambudho Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya Vyudahrutam Ahetuki Abhyabhita Ja Bhakti Purushottame. You understand? Lord Kapil says, Saeva Bhakti Yogakhya Atyanti Gaudahrutam Jena Tibrajya Trigunam Madbhavayo Upapadyati. Understood? Lord Kapil says to Mother Devahuti. Do you understand? Why don't you understand it? Here, Sanskrit's verse is here. We read it, we recite it. Then what meaning is there? Translation is there. Purport is there. Why don't you learn it? No Sanskrit? Kalpitva Kadam Pansya. No Sanskrit, I don't know. Dumb. Deaf. This is most important verse, you see. Those are important verses, you should learn it. Don't you? Sarvarman Paitijya Mamikam. Don't you know this thing? Don't you repeat it? Don't you recite it? You should. Those are important verses that should be learned. That's authority. You understand? Now how can you become a Vaishnava? How can you become a Vaishnava? Vaishnava, one of the definitions of Vaishnava is Bhaktaram, Shloka Bhaktaram. You understand? Vaishnava, Shloka Bhaktaram. Vaishnava quotes authority. Original authority. Not translation only. Original authority. Shloka Bhaktar then explains it. That is Vaishnava. Thereby, he will defeat all bogus philosophy and establish Suddha Bhakti Siddhanta. Bhakti philosophy is Vaishnava. He should. Do you understand? Madguna Sutimatrena Mayi Sarva Guhasai Managati Ravichina Jatha Gangam Vasambudhau Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya. Lord Kapila says, this is the symptom of Sudha Bhakti. Lakshana means symptom. Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya Udahrutam Ahetuki Abhyavahita Javakti Purushottame Soeva Bhakti Yogakyo Attanti Udahrutam Janati Vrajyatri Gunam Mad Bhavaya Upapadyate. Lord Kapila says to Mother Devahuti, oh my mother, by hearing my katha, do you understand? Gunasravan, hearing my attributes, my qualities, my nectarian katha, do you understand? Becomes ecstatic. Do you understand? Becomes ecstatic. So I, who am in the heart, do you understand? Become immediately awakened. Do you understand? As Ganges water. Ganges water flows and runs towards the sea, enters into the sea. Similarly, his flow of his mind enters into me. Do you understand? It says. It says here. Gangambhosa ambudho. Gangambhosa ambudho. Ambudho means ocean. Gangambhosa, the water of the Ganges. Similarly, the mind, the heart and mind of that devotee merges into me. You understand me? That is what? Chittanvyas. Abhichinna. And this flow is constant flow. Abhichinna, you see. You see. Is abhichinna, I say. Manorgati abhichinna. It's constant. Do you understand? It's constant. There is no breakage. It's constant flow. And the mood, bhav, what do you say, bhav? Mood. The mood that develops. The mood that develops is the mood of pure bhakta, suddha bhakta bhav. Do you understand? This is known as nirguna bhakti. Do you understand? Pure bhakti. Devoid of all material qualities. Filled with all transcendental qualities. Nirguna bhakti. Do you understand? That Kapiladev says nirguna bhakti is pure bhakti. This is the symptom of pure bhakti, which is constantly flowing. Hetuki, causeless, no cause, and no barrier to it. There is no impediment to it. Hetuki abhyavita. This is Attantika Bhakti Yoga. It is unalloyed devotion. If someone develops such devotion, he can very easily conquer Maya. Do you understand? He can easily conquer this Trigunamaya Maya. Because purpose is that by the development of such unalloyed devotion, one can get Krishna. One can bind up Krishna in his heart with the rope of love. Do you understand? Thereby, he will get Krishna prema. Do you understand? Get Krishna prema. This Krishna prema is the only means to get Krishna, to bind Krishna. Otherwise, nobody can get Krishna if he cannot get prema. Do you understand? And his anarthas will not be destroyed at all. This is the prema. And who develops such devotion, another devotion, and so he gets prema, he gets Krishna, thereby all his anarthas are destroyed. It is the only prema that he says, only prema. Prema bhakti is not karma, jnana or yoga, through which you can get Krishna. Do you understand? It's only through prema bhakti. That is it. Hmm. Hmm. Bhaktyaham ekayagrajyam sadhaya ma priyasatang bhakting punati manistha sopakan api sambhavat. 11th canto. Huh? Huh? Na sadheti mang yoga, na sankhyaṁ dharma uddhava, it says to uddhava, na suddhaya tapastyago, jatha bhaktir mamurjita, bhaktyaham ekayagrajyo, sadhayatma priyasatang, bhakti punati manistha sopakan api sambhavat. Krishna says to Uddhava, huh? Uddhava, I am only obtained through pure bhakti, not by yoga sadhana, astanga yoga sadhana, not by sankhyalosana, analytical study, not by so-called tapasya, swadhyaya, Vedic study, tapasya or tyaga, detachment. I am not obtained. Then approached. I am only obtained through pure bhakti, Sudha bhakti, Datha bhakti mamurtita. Bhaktyahum ekayagrajya, Swadhyatma priyasatang, Bhakti punati manistha supagan api sambhavat. That means only I am bound up by bhakti, pure bhakti, Sudha bhakti, Ananya bhakti, another devotion. You understand? If a Chandal develops such bhakti, he becomes very dear to me. He becomes completely purified. Chandal. You understand? This bhakti is such bhakti. So those who are speculators, manadharmi. You understand? Those are speculators, manadharmi. They are so-called tyaga, vairagya is phalgut tyaga. Temporary or deceiving. What is that? Cheating tyaga. Cheating. Do you understand? Phalgu. Phalgu is a river. Outwardly, it looks dry, no water at all. But you remove little water, little sand on the bed, you get so much water inside. It's Phalgu river. Do you understand? That's in Bihar. Do you understand? So it's Phalgu Vairagya. Two types of Vairagya, detachment is there. One is Phalgu Vairagya, one is Yukta Vairagya. Anasaktasya Vishayan, Jatharam Upajunjata, Nirbandha Krishna Samandhe, Yukta Vairagya. Then, what is Phalgu Vairagya? Prapanchika Toya Buddhya, Hari Samandhi Vastuna, Mukhyuva Parityago, Vairagya, Phalgu Katyate. That is Phalgu. They say everything Maya. Oh, this is Maya, 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 this is Maya. Everything Maya. So they give up everything. Do you understand? But everything is related to Krishna. Hari Samandhi. They don't know this thing. They are speculators. They only speculate like this. You understand? This is that detachment, that vairagya is temporary, not true vairagya. It's cheating vairagya. It's cheating. Outwardly, they are renunciates. Outward renunciates, but not really renunciates. Inside, they have so many desires. Inside. No other desire still. Desire for liberation is there. Therefore, that vairagya is phalgu. But anasaktasya vishayan jatha upajunjata, nirbandha krishna samandhe yukta vairagya. But one is yukta vairagi, real vairagi, he never gives up anything. He utilizes everything for the service of Krishna. That is yukta vairagi. You understand? Bhogatyaga, tyaga, tyaga. Do you understand? Bhogatyaga, tyaga, tyaga. He never runs after any material enjoyment. He gives up all sorts of enjoyment. Do you understand? Only he gives all enjoyment to Krishna. Such pure devotees who are developed love towards Krishna. He gives all enjoyment to Krishna. He utilizes everything, his body, mind, speech, whatever he has, everything for the pleasure of Krishna, rendering loving service unto Krishna. You understand? So he has given up all sorts of enjoyment for himself, his bhogatyaga. Then tyaga. He gives up renunciation also. But so-called these speculators, so-called karma sannyasis, Mayavadi sannyasis, karma sannyasis, they boast for their tyaga. We have given up everything. Given up our home, given up our family, given up our material relationships, given up all karma also. We have nothing to do. Karma tyagi. Do you understand? But they are not given up this pride that we are such great renunciate. So we say, Bhoga tyaga, give up everything. You understand? Give up all material enjoyments, desire for material enjoyments, give up the desire of liberation, give up this pride that you are a great renunciate. He is pure devotee who is always engaged in loving service unto Krishna. That Krishna says. He is always engaged in giving pleasure to the senses of Krishna, not his own senses. This is Bhimala Bhakti. This is pure devotion. Do you understand? Pure devotion. One who is engaged in such devotion, one who develops such devotion, bhakti, automatically vairagya, jnana develops in him. You understand? Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chajal Ahetukam. First canto, isn't it? Jnana and Vairagya. They never run after Jnana and Vairagya. Jnana and Vairagya runs after them. Janayati Asu, immediately Jnana and Vairagya develop. They who are completely surrendered, unconditionally surrendered, are constantly engaged in rendering loving service unto Vasudeva. But without bhakti, you understand, the speculators or the so-called Mayavadi sannyasis, they have no bhakti at all. Without bhakti, they boast for this jnana and vairagya. They run after it. You understand? Yes, that's Phalgu vairagya. That's cheating vairagya, not real vairagya. That's the Phalgu. Outwardly, they are vairagi. Outwardly, they pose as if they are completely detached to all material things. But inwardly, they are completely attached. So many material desires inside, like Phalgu river. Outwardly, it looks dry. But you just remove little sand on its bed, you find so much water inside. That vairagya is like that, cheating. It's not real. So that is essence. So, karma jnana yoga dharme na he Krishna vasa. Krishna vasa hetu eka Krishna prema rasa. Krishna is never conquered by karma jnana yoga. Krishna is only conquered by prema. Bhakti vina kabhi Krishna kabhu na he premoday. Prema vina Krishna prapti anya hoite na. You understand? Without bhakti, pure bhakti, you cannot develop Krishna prema. Or without prema, you cannot get Krishna. That is only. So that Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give you that prema. Atyanta niguda prema korivare dana sikhaya saranagati bhagatera prana. Do you understand? Atyanta niguda prema korivare dana sikhaya saranagati bhagatera prana. Do you understand? To give you that bhakti, which is very confidential, very secret, so secret and so confidential, niguda. To give you that prema, he came. That Krishna came as Gauranga. assuming bhakta bhav. You understand? Assuming bhakta bhav. Sikhaya Saranagati, Bhagatir Pran, which is life and soul of Bhakta Vaishnava. That's Saranagati is how you surrender. Sarvadhamman Paitijam Ami Krishna. Krishna says, to teach you that thing, that Krishna came as Gauranga. And without prema, there is no question of surrender at all. Atyanta niguda prema karivare dana, sikhaya saranagati, bhagatir pran. That was it. It's niguda. It's very confidential, very secret. That prema. To give you that prema, he came and teach you saranagati. You understand? Teach you saranagati. Because that only complete saranagati. To love you, you will be surrender. Your surrender is true surrender, real surrender. Without love, there is no true surrender, no real surrender, either partial, artificial, or that is conditional. That is said, he said. Prema bina Krishna bhakti anya hati noy. Abhidhaya balita sarvasastra koy. Athe bhakti Krishna prati rupay. Abhidhaya balita. Aham bhakto paradhina asutandra vadhijam. Sadhu gasto hudera bhakteri bhakta jana priya. Sadhu hudera mayam. Sadhu na hudera aham. Madan natyena jananti. Namte bhyamanagapi. Ninth canto. He says to Durvasa Maharaj, such a sadhu is my heart. And I am his heart. Do you understand? Though I am completely independent, completely free, because I am dependent, still I am dependent on such a bhakta. Though I am completely independent. You understand? I am bhaktoparadhina. That is his unique behavior, Krishna's. If you become his dear devotee, then Krishna becomes dependent on you. You understand? Though he is completely independent, no dependence at all, but he becomes dependent. Sadhu Hudaya Maham, Sadhu Gasta Hudaya, that sadhu has occupied my heart. My heart doesn't belong to me, he said. My heart doesn't belong to me, it belongs to him. That sadhu is my heart, and I am the heart of his sadhu. He doesn't know anything but me, I don't know anything but him. You understand? That is how such bhakta is dear. Nirapekhyam muni santam nirvayaram samadarsinam anubrajamyam nityam puaityam hrirenu bhi. Most important verse. Says to Uddhava. Na tathami priyatama atmajoni na sankara na sa sankarsana na sri naivatma sa tatha bhavam nirapekhyam muni santam nirvayaram samadarsinam anubrajamyam nityam puaityam hrirenu bhi. Do you understand? Say. I say, what do you know?
No one is so dear to me as my devotee. No, neither Shiva, no Brahma, no Lakshmi, not the Balaram, not my myself, because you are so dear.
I am not dear to me. Oh, Dhava, as you are dear to me. Then, next verse says, Nirapekhyam muning santam nirvairam samadarsanam anubrajyamyam nityam puyatyam giriryam bhi. The devotee is so dear to Krishna. How is he? He says, how is he? He is nirapeksha. Do you understand? He is nirapeksha. He is impartial. As I am impartial. He is impartial. He is always thinking of me. Do you understand? He has put me in his mind. No other thought he has. Do you understand? And he's very peaceful, Santa. Nirbhaira, he has no enemy. Do you understand? This Sadhu Lakshana. He has no enemy. He never develops any enmity to anybody. Even a demon will develop some enmity to a devotee, that devotee never does tit for tat. Do you understand? He never develops enmity. No enemy is born to him. Do you understand? Is Nirbhaira. He tolerates. He tolerates everything. Do you understand? He tolerates. Therefore, Taroriva Saisnuna. Mahaprabhu says, become as tolerant as a tree. If you cut a tree, if you don't give water to a tree, he never asks you, give me water. he dries, he dies. Still never asks water for water. If you cut a tree and burn him to ashes, still he never. Huh? He never complains. He tolerates. So such a devotee is as tolerant as a tree. So where is the question of enmity? No question. He tolerates. Nirvaira, Samadarshi. He has equal vision because he only sees Atma and Paramatma. He never sees the outer body. So he's developed Samandarshan, equal vision. You understand? So such a dear devotee. That dear devotee is so dear to me. I am completely dependent on him. Do you understand? Though I am supremely independent, I unnoticingly follow that devotee, goes behind him to get some dust from his feet. You understand? That is. Huh? Why? He says. Puayatya angri renu bhi. Renu means dust. Angri means his feet, lotus feet. Unnoticingly, I go behind him, follow him to get some dust from his feet. Why? Thereby I'll purify all my creation, all the Brahmandas. Do you understand? To purify all my creation, I unnoticingly follow that devotee or devotees and to get some dust from their feet, from his feet. You should understand this thing. Do you understand? Swamipad, this Siddhar Swami. Siddhar Swami says this thing, what I say. This is the interpretation of Siddhar Swami. But Jivapad says, Jiva Goswami says, Tadbhaktya niskruti dosat pavitrata syamiti bhave niftartha. That Jivapad says, Jiva Goswami says. It's Jiva Goswami's interpretation. What is that? Because Krishna has become indebted to his dear devotees, those are developed pure love to worship, those don't ask anything in return of their prem bhakti. You understand? In order to free himself from the such date, he follows behind them to get some dust from their feet. Do you understand? Jantakut. This is the interpretation of Jiva Goswami. Because purport is that, this confidential point is here, that without the dust of a pure devotee, dust from the lotus feet of pure devotee, one cannot have prem bhakti at all. That is the purport, most confidential point here. And one cannot enter into that realm of madhurya rasa. Do you understand? Yes. Suddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukura. Do you understand? That song is there, Vaishnava song. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Nartam Das Thakur, all Vaishnava song like this. Without that dust, such dust from the lotus feet of such Bhakta, Premi Bhakta, one cannot enter into, one cannot develop Prem Bhakti, one cannot enter into the realm of that Madhurya Rasa. Do you understand? That is the purport here. Therefore, Krishna follows unnoticingly behind him, such a bhakta, to get such dust from his lotus feet. You understand? Twist this thing. That was singing those songs. And you should sing. Can you sing those songs? What do you say? Suddha Bhakta Charana Renu, that song is there. You should write Bhakti Vinod Thakur. But I sang two songs That Narottam Das Thakur. You understand? 2 songs from Narottam Das Thakur. Most important songs. That is. বৈষ্ণব চরণ রেণু ভূষণ করিয়া তেন যাহা হইতে অনুভব হয় মার্জন হয় ভজন সাধু সঙ্গে অনুক্ষণ অজ্ঞান অবিদ্যা পরাজয়. You understand? Your ajnana, your avidya will be completely destroyed. Your bhajan will be pure if you associate with such premi bhakta and get some dust from his feet and smear it whole body. You understand? Your whole body. Make that dust as ornament of your body. ভূষণ করিয়া যা হইতো অনুভব. Then you'll realize things. You'll realize Krishna. You'll enter into realm of prem bhakti, madhurya ras. You understand? Ajnana vidya parajaya. All your ignorance, all your vidya will be completely destroyed and your bhajan will be pure bhajan. Otherwise your bhajan will not be pure bhajan at all. You understand? That is said. Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya. Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya. চিত্তে করিয়া ঐক্য সতত ভাসিব প্রেম মাঝে কর্মী জ্ঞানী ভক্তিহীন ইহারে করিবে ভিন্ন নরোত্তম এই তত্ত্ব গাজে. That Narottam Das Thakur says. Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya. You know it? Say in English. Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya চিত্তে করিয়া ঐক্য সত্য ভাসিব প্রেম মাঝে. Put complete faith in Sadhu, Shastra and Guru. Vakya, what they say. Sadhu says, Shastra says, Guru says. Keep it in your mind. Put complete faith, strong faith, unflinching faith. Don't associate with karmi, jnani, abhakta. You understand? Only associate with sadhus, bhaktas. You understand? Then it will develop us. Bhakti istu bhagavata bhakta sangena parijayate. By the association of such bhakta, you can develop prem bhakti, pure bhakti. Otherwise, you cannot develop pure bhakti. ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব পদ অবনীর সুসম্পদ শুন ভাই হইয়া এক মন আশ্রয় হইয়া ভজে তারে কৃষ্ণ নাহিতে যে আর সব মরেও কারণ. Narottam Das Thakur says. You understand? Can't understand? মুখং করোতি বাচালং পঙ্গু লঙ্ঘয়তে গিরি. That's only Kripa. That says, Thakura Vaishnava Pada, Vanira Susampada. The lotus feet of such Vaishnava is the most valuable asset of the whole universe. Do you understand? Suno bhai hoya eko mano. With the concentrated attention we hear this thing, Narottam Das Thakur. Ashraya loya bhaje, tare Krishna nahite je, ar sabo moriyo karon. One who has taken shelter of such a Vaishnava and does bhajan, then Krishna will never leave him. Do you understand me? Also, Moryokar, those who have not taken shelter of such Vaishnava, not doing bhajan under their guidance, they are dying out of Krishna, being bereft of Krishna. That he says. One should take shelter of such a Vaishnava. That he says. Vaishnava charana jala, prema bhakti dite bala. আর কেহ নহে বলবন্ত বৈষ্ণব চরণ রেণু মস্তকে ভূষণ মেনু আর নাহি ভূষণের অন্ত. The feet washing water of such Vaishnava is very powerful. That can give you prem bhakti. Do you understand? No, nothing is as powerful as that. Feet washing water of such a Vaishnava. Then Vaishnava charana renu mastake bhushan menu ar nahi bhushaner anta. And the dust from the feet of such Vaishnava is very powerful also. If you take such dust from lotus feet of such Vaishnava and smear on your head, whole body, then your whole body will be ornamented. No other ornament is there. You understand? So that, Narottam Das Thakur. তীর্থ জল পবিত্র সুগুণে লিখাই আছে পুরাণে ସେ ସବୁ ଭକ୍ତିର ପ୍ରବଞ୍ଚନ। All Purana, you understand, basically to say ତୀର୍ଥ ଜଳ, water received from ତୀର୍ଥ ସ୍ଥାନ, holy places, is purified water, holy water. Purana says, Ved Purana says, but Narottam Das Thakur, this is cheating. This is cheating. Prabhanchan, this is cheating. Vaishnava Padadaka Sama Nahe Sabo, Jate Hoy Vanchita Purana, but they cannot be compared to the feet washing water of a such sadhu Vaishnava. You understand? Those তীর্থজল cannot be compared. You understand? To such water. Jati hui vanchita purana. If someone is fortunate and gets such water, feet washing water of such Vaishnava, then all his desires are fulfilled. Vaishnava Sangati Mana, Anandita Anukhana, Sada Hoy, Krishna Parasanga, Dina Narottama Kande, Hyadharjana Himande, Mordasa Kena Hilabanga. So one should develop greed for it. Narottam Das Thakur. How to associate, how to have such association with the Vaishnava and get all these things. Three things, he says. Vaishnava Sarana Jala, Padodaka, Vaishnava Sarana Rena, Vaishnava Bhukta Avashesha. The dust from the feet of such Vaishnava, the feet washing water of such Vaishnava, and the remnants. Three things are very powerful. Nothing is as powerful as these three. That he says. So one should develop greed for it, he says. Narottam Das Thakur. Because in association of such Vaishnava, only Krishna Prasanga Alosana is there. Only there they hear Krishna Katha. Nectar only. Nothing else is there in such association. Why? So that Krishna Prasanga, no other topic is there. No all discussions are there.